Now, the World Health Organization is urging the Philippine government to regulate the sale of electronic cigarettes. This is in line with WHO's consistent stand to promote a 100% tobacco-free environment. We have in the studio the Director for Building Healthy Communities and Populations of the WHO Western Pacific Office. Please welcome Dr. Susan Mercado. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining Solar Daybreak. And first off, are all e-cigarettes created the same? Are all unsafe? And what do they have that makes them
I think the problem
dangerous?
we face is that most of the time we don't know what these e-cigarettes contain. Their active ingredient is nicotine, and nicotine in itself is quite a powerful and dangerous drug. The use is dose dependent. I mean, if you're a small person or a young child taking nicotine, then the main effect on the body is vasoconstriction, so it narrows the blood vessels, and in fact people could have a heart attack or a stroke from use of nicotine.
Now, for those people, or the Department of Health, or for doctors and manufacturers who already knew that e-cigarettes contain nicotine, why was this not regulated a long time ago?
Well, e-cigarettes fall into what we call a regulatory gap. They're not really tobacco products, but they are not medical devices either. And historically, e-cigarettes started in China in 2003, and they were slowly introduced into countries without people even knowing. And I would suspect that is what happened also in the Philippines, as what has happened in other countries in the world. Now, our recent studies in the World Health Organization have shown that there are at least 16 countries in the world that have actually banned the sale, possession, or distribution of e-cigarettes. And in places like Hong Kong, for possession of an e-cigarette, you could be fined 100,000 Hong Kong dollars, or up to 2 years of imprisonment could be your punishment. So these are actually quite dangerous products in the sense that we don't know what's inside. They are not known to be safe, or there's no evidence to show that they're good or they help you stop smoking. And they undermine our campaigns for anti-smoking because people still continue to go through the motions of smoking. So it mimics smoking behavior.
Is it more unsafe than regular cigarettes?
We don't know that. Right now, we don't know that. There are studies that show that the vapor, that's why they're called vapes, or people who smoke them are called vapes, does contain chemicals, and some of the cancer-causing chemicals found in tobacco are sometimes found in the mist coming from e-cigarettes. And because they are unregulated, then we don't know what's inside, and manufacturers from all over the world are putting anything in it. Hypothetically, you could put any kind of a drug inside that delivery system. Mm-hmm. You could put derivatives or liquefied derivatives of marijuana, of heroin, of anything. So these are really drug delivery systems.
So now, with the regulation of the sale of e-cigarettes, how will you be regulating it? Or one of the steps will be disclosing what the ingredients are of these e-cigarettes? Is that one of the steps that you'll be doing when you regulate e-cigarettes?
Well, the World Health Organization urges governments to regulate e-cigarettes within their regulatory environments or contexts. So different countries have different ways of regulating drugs or medical devices. And ideally, we should not regulate it like a tobacco product, but we should regulate it like a medical device or as a drug. And regulation means you can ban sale, you can ban distribution, you can ban possession, you can ban marketing, you can ban importation, you can tax the product. There are many different ways a government can regulate a product. And for the Philippines, it's up to the Food and Drug Administration to find the best way to do that. So different countries have different ways of doing it. But right now, 16 countries, Turkey, Australia, Jordan, Canada, Hong Kong, Panama, Israel, Brazil, all of them have banned this. It's only the UK and New Zealand that have actually thought of regulating it as a medical device. And the United Kingdom will only begin its regulation of use of e-cigarettes as a medical device in 2016 because they're still studying it. But as I said, some of these countries even ban possession. Mm-hmm. If you're caught with this e-cigarette in Hong Kong, in Singapore, it's 5,000 Singapore dollars, and in Venezuela, it's 8,400 Venezuelan dollars. So this is a product that you don't want your children to have, mm-hmm. and that you shouldn't touch if you're thinking of smoking, because there is no evidence to show mm-hmm. that it will help you quit. We don't know how much you get in each puff, how much nicotine you get in each puff.
So here in the Philippines, we understand that you already collaborated with the Department of Health or the FDA to find ways on how we can best regulate this product here?
I think the Department of Health and the Food and Drug Administration has made very strong statements about the fact that this particular product is not known to be safe and that it is not a smoking cessation device. And we leave it to the Philippine government to articulate to the public how it's going to implement and enforce this.
Now, as a doctor, and for those who like to quit or lessen the harmful effects of smoking, what are the other alternatives? Aside from quitting, I know quitting smoking should be the best alternative, but what about the nicotine patch and those other products?
The most important thing for a person who wants to quit is to decide that you want to quit. Because once you've made that decision, the rest is just managing your nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Now, there are many people, I would say, in any given population, if you have strong tobacco control laws, you raise the price, you ban smoking in public, you put graphic health warnings, you ban advertising, you ban smoking in public. If you do all of those things, half of the people who are smoking will actually quit on their own without help of a doctor. Now, maybe half of them or 40% will need some help. And the first line is of course counseling, choosing a quit date, finding a way to get your friends to encourage you to stop smoking, removing your triggers. So if you like to drink coffee and smoke at the same time, then that's the behavior you need to change. If it's your friends, some friends of yours who smoke so much, those are the ones who trigger you smoking, stay away from them for a while. So those are behavioral. But for people who can't do that and who have a high level of addiction, and high level means when you wake up in the morning, you need to smoke. You probably need a nicotine patch, which is putting on a patch. You could use gum. There are also lozenges that can be used. And under the guidance of a doctor, there are medications, varenicline or bupropion. So these medications, what do? They help deal with the withdrawal symptoms because once you're addicted,
It seems like that's the most difficult thing.
Once you're addicted, people
get rid
become
of.
irritable, they can't sleep, they gain weight, they have all kinds of side effects of nicotine withdrawal that maybe a doctor might help you overcome those side effects. But this device, the e-cigarette, is not proven
to help
you quit smoking. It's being marketed as that, but we don't have enough scientific evidence to say that this is something you can use for that purpose.
Okay, Dr. Susan Mercado, thank you so much
Thank
for
you very
joining us
much.
this morning.
Thank you.
Dr. Mercado is the Director for Building Healthy Communications and Populations of the World Health Organization Western Pacific Office.